Ever looked at an iPhone app and thought, I want to build something like that? You're in exactly the right place. In this series, we are going from zero to building and publishing a real iOS app. No flop, no skipping steps, just everything you need to actually get started. I'm Sachi, welcome to TechVenix, and this is episode 1. Here's what we are covering today. 4 things. First, what Swift actually is. Then, what SwiftUI is. We'll clear it up, the difference between these two, because that confuses a lot of people starting out. And finally, I'll show you what you'll be building by the end of this series. Let's go through each one. What is Swift? Swift is a programming language created by Apple to understand why it exists. It helps to know a little history. Back in 2008, when the App Store first launched, iOS apps were written in a language called Objective-C. It had been part of Apple's developer ecosystem for decades, and it powered some of the most widely used apps in the world. A solid, proven language. And in 2014, Apple introduced Swift. The goal was to build on everything Objective-C had proven, while making the language feel more modern, more readable, and more approachable, especially for developers coming in fresh. A year later, in 2015, Apple open-sourced Swift, which meant the community could contribute to it and use it beyond just Apple platforms. That decision helped it grow really fast. And today, Swift is Apple's primary language across all their platforms: iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple Watch, Apple TV. And these 4 things sum it up well, saying it's fast, it's safe, the syntax reads almost like plain English, and it's open source. That's what makes it a great language to learn right now. Why learn Swift? So, why should you specifically learn Swift? There are 4 main reasons. 1. It's the official Apple language, one language for every platform: iPhone, iPad, Mac, Watch, all covered. And the second one is it's genuinely beginner friendly. The syntax is clean. It doesn't throw unnecessary complexity at you when you're just getting started. And the third one is it's open source. That means a huge active community, tons of resources, and it's growing beyond Apple too. And the fourth one is career value. iOS development is one of the most in-demand skills in tech right now. Learning Swift opens real doors. What is SwiftUI? Now, Swift is the language, SwiftUI is the framework, and this is where things start to get interesting. Before SwiftUI, there was UIKit, which has been the foundation of iOS app development since 2008. UIKit is powerful and mature. A huge number of the apps on your phone right now are built with it, and it's still very much part of the industry. In 2019, Apple introduced SwiftUI, a new way to build interfaces. The key difference is the approach. With SwiftUI, you describe what you want your UI to look like, and the framework handles the rest. It also brought live previews inside Xcode, so you can see what you're building in real time as you write the code. Both are valid, both are used, but for someone starting out today, SwiftUI is a great entry point. It gets you to a working UI faster, and it's where Apple is putting a lot of focus going forward. Here's a quick test of what SwiftUI actually looks like. This is all the code you need to put a button on screen. 3 lines, just 3 lines. The first line is the button itself. The text in quotes is the label the user sees. The second line is what happens when they tap it, and the closing brace just closes the action. So we'll break all of this down properly in the coming episodes, but I wanted you to see upfront how clean and readable SwiftUI code actually is. Before we move on, I want to make sure this is crystal clear because it's one of the most common points of confusion for beginners. Swift and SwiftUI are not the same thing. Swift is the language. It includes variables, functions, logic, data structures. That's Swift. So SwiftUI is the framework. It includes buttons, screens, lists, navigation. That's SwiftUI. You write SwiftUI using Swift. They work together, and in this series we are going to learn both, starting with Swift basics, then building up to SwiftUI. As the slide says, you write SwiftUI using Swift. Learn both. They go hand in hand. So what are we actually building across this series? A Notes app from scratch. By the time we are done, you'll be able to create notes, edit them, delete them, and the data will stay saved even when you close the app. We'll also add animations and dark mode, and I'll walk you through submitting it to the App Store. It's a real, complete app. Something you can put on your own phone and show people. And here is the roadmap to get there. We start with Swift basics, build up to SwiftUI, put it all together in the Notes app, then polish it and ship it. That's the journey. Here's the full picture of what this series covers. The foundation block is the first 7 episodes, all Swift basics, variables, optionals, functions, structs, classes, protocols, the building blocks. Then SwiftUI Core, where we start building real UIs, views, layouts, state, navigation, lists, forms, and styling. And after that, the real app block, where we put everything together to build the Notes app, and persistence with Swift data and polish it up. And finally, the advanced block, networking, async await, and a full App Store publishing walkthrough. That's 22 episodes total, a complete path from 0 to shipping your first app. That's episode 1 done. You now know what Swift is, what SwiftUI is, how they work together, and exactly where we are headed. In the next episode, we are setting up Xcode, Apple's development environment. We'll install it, take a tour of the interface, run our first Swift code in Playground, and fire up the IO simulator. That's where the actual coding begins. If this was helpful, drop a like. It genuinely helps the channel grow. Subscribe so you don't miss episode 2. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I read everyone. See you in the next one.